Happy Monday, everybody. Good morning. Hope you guys have had an amazing weekend. It was a scorcher here in Melbourne, and it has been all around Australia, and apparently really bad flooding. Thinking of our clients and all the people that live in Townsville. Hope you guys are managing through whatever's going up there. Good morning, Yvonne. So funny that you should be the first one to join the live, as you requested this topic last week when I couldn't expand on it a little bit more. So guys, it's really exciting to be here with you for another Monday morning to get my week started as well as yours. So let's do good morning, Jody, Viv, Amanda. All right, I'm going to do my shares, and then I'm going to go through how to 10 times your offers and create them into a no-brainer so that people take you up. And this can apply across all areas, people who have tangibles, intangibles, product, services. Of course, it comes from an angle of the experience I've had, obviously being in a service-based business and how I've been doing it over the years. But you can take one or more of these 10 points or all 10 and see if you can embed them into how you discuss and deliver your offer. All right, let me do what I can over here on my computer, share it across my 2 pages, and you've got me for half an hour. So do answer any questions, share this if you find it valuable. And of course, comment, add value. She's been waiting in anticipation, Yvonne. Well, I didn't let you down, did I? So let me share this across my couple of groups that it goes live in, and then we can hit the ground running. All right, so Ultimate Business Support. I've been putting up some new posts and adding some extra value over in that group. So if you're not part of Ultimate Business Support, make sure you join. And as well as Author Your Way to Riches, Stuart's been handling that one. As you guys know, it's pretty tough having a lot of groups and having fan pages and all that. Keep it, like, if you can keep it within 3 to 5, that's more manageable rather than trying to be everywhere at every time, and give yourself permission to sometimes just not be there, which is how I have figured out it works over the years. And people, if you restart back again, you'll rebuild, the relationships and all that. All right, so I've got my little piece of paper. I brainstormed all the 10 points I wanted to cover off, like I do, so we can talk about them in detail. Hey, Helen, great to see you on the call as well. All right, you guys, so we're creating no-brainer offers. How do you turn the value of what you do to feel like 10 times the asking price? Hey, Naomi, nice to see you too. So again, ask questions, comments, and if I can and fit this all in to the half an hour, I'll do that. All right, so we're going to start at the top of the list. It's no particular order, but these are the kind of things you need to think about when you're creating something. And remember, whatever it is you're creating, it's going to evolve. It's going to grow. It's going to shift. You're going to figure out what to remove from it, what to add to it, and what it is that people are really wanting from you by working with people. Nothing happens unless you're starting to work with people and figure out that this works, this doesn't work, and so on. All right, so you've heard me say this before many times, and I'm going to repeat it just for those that are perhaps watching me for the first time or have not heard me say it. And that is, whatever it is that you do, the best way to make this feel like massive value is to bundle and package. Hi, Nat, from Nat. Okay, bundle and package. Okay, package. So we call those, what we say, we call it a TOV. I like to shorten it nowadays, but it's a table of value, creating something that looks perhaps something like this. This is our latest newly branded table of value that has evolved and changed. It may have looked like this for the last 2 or 3 years, but I can tell you these lines on it have shifted and changed in terms of what it is that we offer. So the branding, the colors, all that kind of stuff has shifted and changed. And if I pulled out my table of value for our retreats of what it was in October 2013 to what it is now in February 2019, it's nothing alike. It's so different. So whatever you do, bundle and package. So table of value. Now, when you're creating a table of value, you can see I only got two columns here on this side. It's always reversed on Facebook Live, so I don't know where I'm pointing. But you can go up to 3 different levels. You can have the really, really low entry level, you can have the middle level, and you can have your premium VIP, whatever it is that you want to call it. And in saying that, in naming everything that you do throughout your table of value, you need to be using hypnotic language, sexy outcomes that people are going to get from working with you or buying your stuff, right? So for those of you that don't know or haven't heard me talk about hypnotic words and hypnotic language, you know, you want to sell the want. So in marketing terms, we're selling the want, but ultimately giving the need when we're working with people. We're selling to the ego and giving to the soul. Same thing as your 3 different levels at the top also should have names, right? It could be a jump start to something, you know, explode your business, you know, what is it? I'm trying to think of ones on the spot. But we, throughout the years, have always, you know, what is it that the client wants? They want something easy, fast. They want a result. So how do you sell your results through your table of value? Okay, so bundling and packaging. And as you can see on my table of value, I've got probably 40 different lines. I don't know, I haven't counted them, maybe 30. But you know, why do I have 30? Well, over the years, I've built up and filmed and recorded myself so much that as I build my infrastructure around what it is that I offer, I add stuff in. So the more I add in, the more people go, oh my God, I think I'm going to resolve this. And not only that, I'm going to have the support ongoing for a super long time, and I'll be part of a community and I can access. And a lot of the time nowadays with my retreat clients, not a lot of the time, all the time, my retreat clients actually get lifetime access to what it is that we offer. So example of that is we have our community that have lifetime access to hanging around in that community of authors. They have lifetime access to come back to our masterclasses. So our masterclasses run 3 times a year. They're 2-day face-to-face events. So just imagine if you have ever been to a 2-day face-to-face event and have invested in it. Generally, the investment might have been somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000, and that's normally what a 2-day boot camp or masterclass would cost. Now, imagine we are inviting our high-end clients to come back to as many of those as they want for life. And I have had, trust me, over the last 4 years, certain people return every single time. They might do 1 a year, they might do them all, but they have not only done their retreat, they have also done about 6 or 7, sometimes 8 2-day masterclasses with no additional expense except to get themselves there and for their food throughout the day. So 2-day, and we're constantly growing and evolving, which means as the years go on, even some topics may repeat. We are delivering what's more up to date, what's kind of working today what's working today that will work from now on, that we used to teach but we don't teach anymore, and blah blah blah. Okay, so how is it that you can keep your tribe connected within what you do? Yes, you might have your core offering, which is problem to solution of what it is that you're doing, but how can you still maintain deep relationships with your clients even beyond them achieving the first goal that they came to you to achieve, right? And for us, even though you kind of go, that's crazy, letting people come to full 2-day events, 3 times a year, ongoing forever, like, doesn't that cost money to put on? Yes, it does. But what I find is the value to me, it's not monetary to me, is I get to deepen my relationships with my community and tribe. I get to add further value to them and reestablish top of mind, which means that if I don't see someone for 6 or 12 months, that means obviously we've started to diverge a little bit. We're doing our own thing in our own lives. But if we all come back together, in a setting where we're, you know, reconnecting, we're learning, I'm adding more value to them. Not only there are awesome testimonials for me in the room, because other people may not be my clients in that room, because we often cannot open. And Yvonne, you're one of the people who came into a masterclass that wasn't neither, I think, mine or Francesca's client. And we keep building that rapport and relationship, which means in some cases it results in extra sales. The fact that I love maintaining, you know, the relationships and staying top of mind with my community and tribe, now that we launched the publishing company, what that has opened the door for is for our clients to work with us again and again and again with publishing subsequent books. And I think Amanda joined the call today, and Amanda signed up with us last week to do her second book, and we had Whale from Perth, same thing. So if you ever release something new or something, an extra offering comes into the business, you know, you will generally have certain amount of people who continue to stay within your tribe that you will be able to offer this and perhaps make further sales. So I know I diverged a little bit, but I just want you to start thinking about how this no-brainer offer and this packaging and putting things in there can have long-term positive consequences about what you do and how you attract new clientele, because it's not just about a piece of paper, right, of what it is, but how can you think about it long term? And sometimes some people go, oh, can't I just help the person and just let them be and all that stuff? Yeah, you can, that's fine. You know, and that's okay, and you can move on, but it's so much harder to keep finding new people. Of course, you must have marketing to keep discovering new people. This is why a half-day event or something low introductory where people can just start to get a sense of who you are or a taste of who you are is super important before you go for the big bundle package of your high-end offer. But certainly, why not nurture and continue to reconnect with the people that already have loved working with you and build that network that way? You know, I've mentioned this book before, and I read about it in Tim Ferriss's, I think it was Tools of Titans. It's called 1,000 True Fans. And it says, apparently, look it up, 1,000 True Fans. If you can build up your network around you, the people, he goes, you don't need to have super famous, you don't need to be super famous with millions of followers. If you can arrive at 1,000 true fans that will always follow and buy something that you release, then you'll be set for life. And 1,000 is not a big number, but it does take time to nurture and work through. All right, so next one is, I do recommend that you always add tangibles in your packages. So what are tangibles? Something a person will receive from you. You know, with my authors, of course, it's always their book, but I always say, can you give them a manual? Can you, is there something that you do that's related to what you're doing that you can buy? Things like I always say in my weight loss niche, when I operated and I was a weight loss coach, I'd give them like scales for their bathroom, a heart rate monitor watch, like just a few different things that were related that would help them on their journey to achieving their goals. So it was like a little packet or a little bundle of things that they will receive, because sometimes people like to feel like if they've invested in something that's intangible and invisible, how can they have something, even if it's a journal, just walk into Officeworks and pull together, you know, like a little pack of things that you can give them, and they can use those when they're working with you if you're in a coaching or consulting kind of space. And of course, if you're in a product space, you know, you present your product beautifully. There's some extra bonuses and things like that. I walked into Mecca the other day and I bought a couple of new makeup things, and as I'm a member there or whatever, and they're very clever, like look how they did it. So then they gave you, oh, you know what, you're actually now eligible to receive our beauty boxes, and it's a little box, beautifully presented, tangible, that they gave me before I left, and they said, oh, and you'll get them in the mail every 3 months. They're very, very, very clever, because of course I felt special when I got home. I opened it up. They had 4 different products that I could sample, and they weren't like crappy samples. They were good samples. But of course, if I love any of those samples, and I have bought plenty of times products after I have sampled them. And that's a very clever way to keep having that return business from the same person who already loves to shop in that store. So that was just an example of how they did it. Again, what is your sample? Okay, so let's take the lesson from Mecca and bring it into this. What are you giving people to sample? Because if you want them to spend 5, 10 grand, 20, 30 in your services, what the hell are you giving them to sample? Because I know I'm guilty of this myself in the early days, not understanding all of this. As a coach and someone trying to get a business off the ground, I wasn't giving away many samples. I was just like kind of going, yep, I'm a coach, this is my rates, these are my packages. I had the packages from day one, but no one was buying into them because I wasn't giving samples, of it. Nowadays, my samples are my books, my planner, my half-day event. There's downloadable things off the website. There's obviously hey, right now, what is this? A sample. Right now, my half an hour Monday morning lives, no one pays me to do them. I've been doing them for over 4 years. I come here, deliver value every week, and I keep building relationships. Some of you that comment and some of you don't comment, and I don't care because I will see some of you in my half-day workshop rooms 4 or 5 years later, and you're going to tell me you've watched my live, every week or consistently, or you've been on and off, and now you're ready to do business or to take that next step because maybe that's the time that you need to write a book or whatever it is, right? And I have had that happen. Why am I telling you this? Is because I've had it happen multiple times. So sometimes it might feel, you guys, that you're talking to talking to the walls, or the crickets are singing. Right now there's only like 10 people live, and so what? I know that this will go up on YouTube. There's going to be it's going to be put on a podcast, it's going to be here on Facebook always, and all that sort of stuff. And by the end of tomorrow to have over 500 views and all that sort of stuff. And it's not a big deal, but I know that every time I get up and do it, I build my library of resources. I add value to people. And at the same time, I know some people will comment and some people won't. So I just keep turning up, keep turning up, keep turning up. Sorry, let me read what comments came up. Samples, what samples are you giving? I do this for my Young Living, but I need more free samples too. Yes, my sample, a free session on magnetic mind. I'm also doing Business Made Easy with special speakers like you, Nat, on Feb 25th. Yes, I can't wait either, Christine. So that's another point. Like, what is the sample that you are giving people so that they can experience value? Because my very last point on my little piece of paper here is remember to give value first before discussing price. Remember to give value first before discussing price. If you ever get I had a little cool saying that I invented. Often we all get frustrated when someone comes up to us and just goes, and I don't know, tell me if I'm right, or is it me, the only person? But when someone just emails you or outright, so how much does your thing, like your retreat, your service, your consulting, your product, how much does it cost? First question they ask is, how much does it cost? And I invented a little saying, well, okay, so if you're shopping on price, we're too expensive for you, okay? But if you're shopping on value, let's have a conversation first, right? Before I tell you the price. Because there's no way in hell, if you just drop any price, even if it was $5 of the thing that you do, of course, really, really cheap things, give value first before discussing price. That's right. There's a little metaphor I learned from a course that I went. If you ask someone for $100, give me $100, Yvonne, right? Can you give me $100? Yvonne would probably look at me and go, why do you want, why? Like, who the hell are you? I'm not even related to you, right? But then if I said to Yvonne, I've got this Ferrari and I need to get rid of it. Like, I'm going traveling, I don't need it. Just give me $100 to make a transaction so we can make it official. Would Yvonne give me that $100? Of course, Yvonne would give me that $100. Do you actually say that to them, Christine? There's been times where I have said it, and there's been times that I've kind of have said it in a roundabout way, sound a little bit nicer. But yes, you know, I would say it, because the minute especially where we're priced, with the retreat being at 25 grand, at 20 at a normal price, 25 at normal price, 20 at fast mover, you know, a lot of people can judge us and go, X, Y, and Z charges only 2 or 3 grand, you know, why shouldn't I go for them? If you're going on price, you get what you pay for. I actually created a little blog piece the other day to answer the famously asked question, how much will publishing my book cost me? And Stuart, I think he's going to release it very soon. But different, you know, you can publish a book for under $1,000. Yet, again, you get what you pay for. Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're getting? Do you know, all of that kind of stuff. But also on benefit, I can make you a 100,000. So 1,000 is cheap. Yeah, Tony. So of course, as you're discussing your offer, you know, what will that mean for the person in their life? You know, sometimes you may not be able to put a monetary amount, because it might be a transformational change on a personal or deeper level, like a personal development kind of thing, more confidence, you know, happier in their life, relationships and all that. But, you know, what's the price on that? If they were happier with themselves, that's probably priceless. If they were, you know, not feeling very good and feeling sluggish or whatever it is that they're doing. Absolutely. All right. So I often, when we do our bundles and packages, I love to offer bonuses. I love to offer fast mover prices and a super bonus. Okay, so can you think about it? I mean, it's taken me years to arrive at fine-tuning and presenting my offers, right? So remember, you will probably be really, really crap when you start off presenting your offer and your package and all that kind of stuff. And as you figure out little points where you can tweak it, how you can say things differently, where you can talk about the price in the discussion with the person or people, if it's a workshop, you know, you'll tweak that. But for years, you know, I have, you know, mucked around with pricings. How do I present the price? I used to always finish my prices on a 7. It was like 15,997, 9997. So I was told that, you know, that's the way you should price yourself. Then last year, and it was very confusing. Now I can see it in hindsight that it was very confusing, that people would, you know, sort of see the price, then you'd break down their payment plans, and no way in hell would they be able to remember. But then last year I learned that, you know what, just keep it at even numbers. Keep it at even numbers, split down your payments very evenly, so everyone, even you and your client, can remember it off by heart. And I started doing that 12, or maybe more than 18 months ago. Yeah. And it keeps it so clean. I don't need to think about X, Y, and Z, if it's a 997, if it's all of this. Please also, when you do quote people, when you're talking about the price, that you include GST in your price, okay? I hate being quoted, no GST, like plus GST. Here's our price, but then they go plus GST. And then you've got to work it out in your head what it is. Don't do that to people. It's just like almost like a hidden expense that they weren't counting on, and now they've got to become comfortable again with the new price point, okay? So as I said earlier, a standard price point for our retreats, 25 grand. When we do our half-day workshops, we offer a fast mover price, which is 20,000. And then we have a special fast mover. For the first person in the room to commit to the retreat, they will also get a return flight to their retreat. Okay, when we're in Melbourne, we offer extra night at the retreat venue, so they can come the night before or stay an extra night at the retreat venue as their little special bonus. And what this does is, of course, the person who knows they definitely want to do this, they're in. Of course, they get the best value around that. And you must stay integral to these things. Okay, so you must stay integral to what you promise or what you say your fast mover is, and not just go, yes, well, I'll give it to them even if they come, you know, more than that time and all that kind of stuff. So, hey, Anita, nice to see you. All right, so next one, so those are the bonuses. Next point is rework and add as you grow. sometimes people are scared to put stuff on their packages, stuff that doesn't exist yet. Okay, don't be scared to actually put stuff that doesn't exist yet on your packages. Why? Because when you what's it called, sign up a client and you start working with clients, you're going to get a rocket up your bum and you're going to have to create it because you promised it. Okay, so that's how I used to do it in the early days. You know, and the saying is always sell it, then build it. Sell it, then build it. I mean, when I started doing 48-hour author, do you guys think I actually had any of these points? I mean, my first table of value might have been, say, this much, but I had nothing. I had a piece of paper and I had a date of when the first retreat would happen. And then what happened is when the first person signed up, I started to freak out and go, oh my God, I need to create this. I need to make this template. I need to figure out how this logistics for this retreat is going to go. Where are we going to find the house? How is it going to execute? What is the run sheet going to be? And I started working on making it a reality now that I knew that people were coming. Okay, so nothing has to exist, right? You need to just first sign up your client and then you'll see how fast you're going to start creating stuff that you have promised. Of course, you need to be confident within yourself that the stuff that you say you're going to promise, you're going to deliver, that you will be able to create it. You're not going to put something on a table of value that you have nothing, know nothing about, or it's just impossible to create. This happened to me. Thought I was paying a few K. Then it added over 500 in GST. That's right. Plus payoff. It was a huge letdown adding GST. Yes, the integral add all you said you would and sell it and then build it. That scares me. And it's scary, Yvonne, right? Sell it and build it concept. Everyone like guys, I just can't do that. I have to have everything ready. I have to have everything typed up. I have to have, you know what I mean? But what you're doing is just procrastinating. You're just procrastinating, avoiding sales. You should just step into, the best version of you, know with conviction that you can help this person and show them how tangible that can look and how they can achieve their goal. Which leads me to the next point, you guys, is how do you represent what you do visually? Okay, so use visuals is my next point here. Okay, let me just see if I'm going to skip one. Yep, I covered that. Okay, cool. Put things on your table that you don't have yet, build them. Okay, that's cool. So use visuals, right? So what I'll give you 3 options for visuals, and nowadays I have all 3, okay? My gorgeous partner, Mustafa in Dubai, taught me this one, and he initiated this and I reworked it for Australia. But we did a flow chart for how everything happens in Ultimate 48-Hour Author. We had one for the Middle East, and then we reworked it for Australia. And this is a really wonderful little resource that people can see, like, the journey of how everything unfolds. Because when you're explaining what you do to someone, they're very confused. They're very, it's like they're learning this for the first time. They're trying to understand what is going to happen, how's it going to happen. And you really need to become a master communicator in terms of showing them. And I guess visuals are a lot more powerful. Well, they add on to the words that we say. Okay, so really add on to the words you say. So a flow chart could be something that you could represent. Renee Hasseldine, who does the visual models, she's her zone of genius, and we've just helped her write her second book, Game Changer. I went to her half day and learned how to do the 4 key visual models that you need to be able to communicate your business or explain the journey to someone. So it's a different take on a flow chart to this. It's more like shapes with the different steps coming up and all that sort of stuff. So look her up or go to her half day and you'll be able to learn an awesome way to visually represent your business. And the third visual way I'm about to start playing with, well, I've already had it designed illustrations by Nick, but it's a metaphorical way of explaining what I do. And guess what? I use all 3 in my half day, all 3. So which means some people might learn from my flow chart, some people might learn from my metaphor, and others love the visual models, right? So as many visuals as possible to represent what you do, because yeah, it's great to have like a spreadsheety kind of thing. And this is almost like will go hand in hand with your agreement with your client. But if you can show them visually, and my visual metaphor has got to do with a bus ticket and tickets and buying tickets and arriving in different places, and where, because sometimes people go, okay, so if I go retreat or online portal or publish only, they're starting to get confused where the journey will take them. So I decided to do a bus ticket and bus stops metaphor. If you want to check it out, you got to come to my half day. So that's all happening yet. This Thursday, actually you can't come this Thursday because Melbourne is sold out. We cannot take any more people in Melbourne. We put sold out on Melbourne. But we've got everywhere around Australia coming up in the next 6 to 8 weeks. How you present what you do visually, flowchart, visual models, or in a metaphorical way. That's right. Yvonne is summing up for me what I am going through. My points. You're probably typing up my points for my little sheet, Yvonne. Love it. All right, let's go. What else do I have? Okay, so the next one is testimonials. So it's really, really, really great to keep collecting and asking for testimonials. I think I have over 250 testimonials that when people finish my retreats, we always take them, we always put them in like a little playlist on YouTube, and we just keep building it up. Every time I finish a project, I'll ask for one. Not every single person is going to follow through and give you one, but if you keep asking, you're going to get to quite a lot. I have more and more, but of course I want to always collect the most current ones as well, not just ones that I've had from 5 or 6 years. So that's why that's really important. And also having testimonials in the room. If you are doing events, will people who have worked with you before or are involved with you come along? And I think Naomi's on the call, so I think she's coming along to crew for us in Adelaide. We have a lot of our authors come along and crew for us at different events around the country, and it's wonderful to just have them there, because you saying you're good at what you do is not as powerful as someone saying, hey, I've worked with this person and I would vouch for what they stand for and the integrity and blah, 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 blah. Because people are never going to go up to you and ask you the hairy questions. What is it really like working with you? Often what I find, people go up to Stuart all the time in our half days nowadays and asking him, or they're asking our crew, that it's almost like there's this a little bit of a gap that gets, not with every single person. There's people who are really confident, they'll just come up to you. But I would say with 90 to 95% of people, they like to talk to someone who is not like the face of the business, and who is that maybe for you. I mean, initially there's no option, it's just you, and that's okay, because you'll get to that point where they will you'll have a bigger team as well. So testimonials are really, really important. Use them everywhere. Use them all over your website. Use them in email correspondence when you're sending your offer or your proposal to people. Use them and utilize them throughout your copy, at events, live, video. Of course, video is the best, but whichever way you can collect them, please do so, because your no-brainer offer, again, this is the aspect of it that truly makes it a no-brainer. I think I've got more than 15 to 20 testimonials embedded throughout my half-day presentation, some directly coming through a video from an author, and others, stories that I tell of what has happened before to after. And so that was, I'm just trying to rework. I've been going through my sheet up and down and left and right and center. But really, really, get something tangible. One thing, what I see a mistake people make is they don't make their thing. They don't even have a piece of paper to give someone. They're doing it on words. Follow through. If everyone asks you for a quote or a proposal, make sure you send it on the same day. Don't let people wait. When they want a solution to a problem, they want it today. That's how the world works now. You prioritize your sales. You prioritize those calls. They come first. Then comes all the other marketing, admin, posting on social media. Your sales come first. So rework what you have, tweak it, adjust it, make it super sexy, and have all of this different ways people can see what you do. The more infrastructure you have in your business, the easier it will be to sell what it is that you're selling, not just hot air, right? All right, you guys, it's 9:30 on the dot. I gotta go. I'm going to my secret mastermind group for my authors to teach them one other frequently asked question that they have been posing at me all week from different angles. So I'm going to go in there and give them more value. Again, this is another thing that I do weekly, and I turn up and I keep reconnecting and keep, I guess, adding value and discussing all the changes that are happening in the publishing space and world with them. Even though some may have done work with me 5 years ago, they still get access to that. So lifetime access for us works amazing, and trust me, it's really not that hard to do. All right, gorgeous people. Thank you, Yvonne, for summarizing all of my, main points. Of course, if you've joined the call late, then go back and watch it all. And then I want to see something that is going to be your value with some visuals, flow charts and things like that you can represent people. Have a wonderful week, guys. And next week, actually, we will be on a flight to Perth. We've got that really early morning one. And next week, I might push live like a little bit later in the day. I'll just see. We're arriving in Perth 8:30 a.m. Perth time, which will be 11:30 a.m. Melbourne time. Probably it's going to be like 2 p.m. Melbourne time that I'll do a live from there. But I won't miss it. It just won't be on our normal time. I'll talk to you, gorgeous people. Have a wonderful week and smash it out.